The COVID-19 pandemic has been a constant reason for worry for many of us. Many of us are looking for answers to some of the most pressing questions centered around the pandemic. Here's introducing a brand new series, Bounce Forward, where we bring to you stories of truth, facts, and resilience. Here, we break up the most complex issues into the simplest explanations and help you understand and comprehend COVID-19.
Dr. TLN Prasad, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, Dr. Prasad has more than 2 decades of experience in public health practice and clinical practice, and he's here with us today to answer some common questions about COVID-19 vaccinations. Dr. Prasad, my first question to you is, could you talk a bit about what we know of the common side effects and the uncommon side effects of COVID-19 vaccines?
Now, COVID-19 vaccines, as you rightly said, that there are very common side effects, which we see in nearly 70% of the people who receive vaccine. Now, it ranges from, pain at the injection site, mild fever, body aches, headache, which may last 1 or 2 days, nothing serious. In some people, the side effects can be a bit more serious in the sense, they may develop a rash, they will develop, what you call as an anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis is an acute reaction, a very serious reaction. If not properly attended, it may cause, serious damage to the individual. So the most commonly seen side effects of COVID vaccination are very mild, which will last not more than 2 to 3 days. And it is seen in about 70% of the people who receive vaccine. So that is the reason we advise all the people who are receiving the vaccine to stay back at vaccination center for a minimum 30 minutes, so that the staff at the vaccination center can manage and effectively treat if there is something need to be treated. It does not mean that it will happen with everybody. So that is the point. Sometimes, the effects can also be seen little later, maybe about a week or 2 weeks later. In that case, what needs to be done is, instead of doing a self-treatment, they need to consult their treating doctor, describe what they are observing, or go to a hospital so that they can be evaluated and properly managed. What is really important is, whenever you feel something wrong, please reach out to your treating doctor. That's number 1. Number 2, stay in the vaccination center for minimum 30 minutes so that any of the adverse events can be managed by the staff who are all trained. The benefits of the vaccination outweigh the small, minuscule number of side effects which can be easily managed with a simple tablet like a paracetamol tablet. So that, please don't ignore taking vaccination. That is far more important.
Thank you, Dr. TLN. That was very helpful. As a follow-up question, I wanted to talk about blood clots. In both international and national media, we've been hearing a lot of chatter about risk of blood clotting events after taking vaccinations. Can you talk a little bit about how common or uncommon this risk is? And also tell our viewers what they must be careful about, or what are the signs they must watch out for?
Blood clotting, that means the blood which is usually a fluid becomes a clot. That is a natural mechanism. Now, this blood clot post-vaccination is reported across many countries in the world. It is not limited to one particular brand. So at this point of time, what is important is blood clot formation following vaccination is one of the recognized, observed side effects. In how many people we see this? In a very minuscule. The available data says around 6 people out of every 1 crore individuals who took vaccination may experience a blood clot formation. So that means, the real-time risk is very, very minuscule. But what is equally important is, there may be 6 in 1 crore, but then if there were 6 people, if it happens, how do they identify? That is a real critical point. Now, the symptoms related to the blood clot depends on which part of the body and which blood vessel is getting blocked. The risk of the blood clot is, it blocks further flow of the blood. That means, any organ or tissue to which the vessel is supplying nutrients, the food, they get compromised. They get seriously affected. So that is the reason the symptoms, it depends on which area this clot is happening. Say, for example, if the clot is happening in the blood vessels supplying heart, one may experience symptoms like a heart attack, like chest pain, a pain radiating to the limbs, sweating, or fall of BP. Or suppose if the clot is happening in the vessels leading into the legs, then one may experience swelling of the feet. If suppose the clot is happening to the vessels supplying to the brain, then one may feel neurological problems like blurring of vision, blurring of speech, confusion, anxiety. So these are broadly the symptoms. So the point is, there is no specific symptom or a sign by which an individual can identify, I'm having a clot or I'm going to develop a clot. The point to remember for everybody is, if you are experiencing any disturbance post-vaccination, please reach out to your treating doctor or nearest hospital, and they will be able to manage this real time and very effectively. Even if there is a clot, there are medicines available which can dissolve the clot and save the individual. But the real risk of the blood clot is very, very minuscule. It's around 6.1 crore people.
Thank you, Dr. TLN. That was very helpful.
Thank you for watching the Bounce Forward series, brought to you by the COVID Action Collab. Bounce Forward brings to you stories and insights that have not been spoken about in enough detail and provides solutions along with relevant data to back them up. Like, share, subscribe to our content to get regular updates on all things COVID-19.